And sorry, that was mosquito. We're good to go. Set it, please, Sam.
Oh, sorry, I can't see this. I'm live.
No.
Sorry, man. Right, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another session of the Living World of Darkness, New York by Night in the Camarillo venue. Sorry about that brief blooper at the beginning there. Added to the reel. Um, we set this scene directly after the big meeting when so much was revealed by the former prince, now Archon, Victor as Seneschal, Rose as Scourge. Things have certainly happened this evening. And a Bruja meeting is, of course, long overdue. So, uh, three friends, Rose, Ghost, and Limey, have headed over back to Harlem to a small apartment off of 110th Street that neither Rose nor Ghost have been into before. It's quite a discreet apartment. It's in a small, like three-story building, red brick on a corner. And you enter via the back in like an alleyway, like through a dingy alleyway. You notice there's a big iron wrought gate in front of the sort of in this alley that you've got to get past to get into the door. The door has a couple of different locks on it. Lamia unlocks it and looks around and heads upstairs. At this, I mean, as you enter the apartment, you'll notice various security features, as is so prone to Limey's various personal havens. Like heavy locks on the doors. You notice a lot of fire blankets. Like the doors made of big, thick, heavy wood. It looks like it's been recently installed, reinforced perhaps. All of the windows have bars, unlockable from the inside, and big black curtains to be pulled over them during the day. Other than that, it's quite pleasant. It's a very small, very dimly lit area. Lots of sort of big Persian rugs on the floor, low coffee tables, leather sort of armchairs, and sort of a small sofa. There's a beanbag in one corner, and a large, rather intricate-looking vinyl player stands as well. A little bit of modernist art on the walls, but otherwise quite a discreet lockup for Limey. And he drops the needle on a cool jazz record as he enters the room, beckons his friends inside, where he lights an incense stick.
Once inside, Rose will take off the hood and the veil again, and she'll sit down and she sighs a bit. Seems to relax a little. Just a little. There's still not much emotion on her face. She just stares at the wall.
So, ladies, your thoughts.
Ghost sits down and she rolls her sleeves up and undoes her tie and loosens her collar and lights a cigarette, takes a cigarette out of her pocket and lights it.
So, our clan has never been so small. Well, it's been a long time.
Process of elimination. The strongest survive. Old Bruja mentality.
I still have to get used to that, I guess.
Not to say I wasn't sad to see Bishop leave. I invested a lot of time in that kid. And suffice to say, when the Venturi Primogen fucked up, he didn't get the same sort of punishment.
I guess that will always be the difference between a Ventru and a Bruja. Just the way it is. It is sad. But Bishop may be lost, he's not forgotten. He's not dead. And when he's not dead, there is still hope.
Him and Dr. Kaufman up to made for the Anarch states. Shame, they were useful. Limey looks at Ghost.
Good luck to them. It's back country. If you live 6 months, then you're lucky.
Well, let's face it, he had a bit of a trial by fire. And Kaufman's no idiot.
When you say trial by fire, Ghost flinches slightly.
Sorry,
Well.
Ghost.
So,
Seems like we have our own fires to deal with.
Plenty.
So, well, maybe it's best to just get the most important thing straight off the bat. Primogen, is anyone willing to step up to that position?
Limey just raises a hand instantly. I'm not going to beat around the bush anymore, guys. I think I'm the best suit for the job, you dig? Rose, I know you're not exactly fond of such positions. Ghost, don't get me wrong. You know I think you're great, but last time the whole Primogen thing didn't go so well. You dig?
Actually, at this point, Rose also raises her hand. I would like to apply for the position as well.
in my defence, the reason it didn't go so well last time is because the changeover of hands from the previous prince to our new Archon. I didn't kiss his boots when he first came to the Elysium. Maybe I should have done, but it's not my fucking style. So
No, I know it's not. But what I'm saying is, to function alongside people like the Archon, us idealists, we just sort of, I don't know, click with them a little better, I suppose.
Can we conclude that this is a position that all three of us wouldn't mind to fulfill, then? She raises an eyebrow and looks at Ghost.
Ghost, she grins for the first time this evening, and rolls her eyes upwards. Just, I'd be happy to fulfill it as much as either of you would, but like Limey says, let's face it, it's an idealist game. Let them think less of me so I can do more in the background.
Well,
I'm inclined to say the same when it comes to that. And frankly, there's only one reason why I am applying for this job. Ghost, we know you have a temper. It is publicly known even. Limey, your temper can get you into trouble. You've shown your temper on several occasions, as we both know. I will not be there to help you should this happen. And we all know that certain people can bring out the best in us, or the worst. We all know that I have the best control over temper. And I'm not just talking about in our clan, but might even consider that within the city. I will be one of the people least easiest to fly off the hinge. Which might be surprising, coming from a Bruja.
well, we're arguing our suitability, and I would put myself forward as a proven leader. Times of war, I've led. Don't get me wrong, things have been slow going lately, but I like to think I've proven my mettle in battle and off the battlefield. When Silas went dark and the city was left leaderless, I, as one of the only active members of that broken court, stood up and tried to gain some semblance of order out of the broken pieces of the ivory tower. I like to think without sounding too big-headed, of course, that I've contributed in some small way to keeping this city connected through the hard times.
Yes, you
Now,
have.
that said, I know both of you have done the same thing. We called the first war meeting that actually took the fight to the Sabbat. I believe Rose sent us out as messengers, did she not, Ghost?
Yeah.
At that time, it was necessary. Slimy, as I said, I do not necessarily wish this position. What I do not wish is to lose either of you to a similar game that we lost, Mr. Bishop. Because in the end, that's all it was, a game. Everybody knows that our clan is a passionate one, and everybody knows that there is a tendency that we fly off the handle, and they will, from time to time, actively try and use this against us. It is a game. I do not wish to see you guys, either of you, lost to that game. And that is why, and that's the only reason why, I applied to this job. If you say that you are up to it, if you say that you will not need my help, because now that I am no longer Seneschal, I will not be able to stand next to you. I am not sure if the Scourge is actually invited to a Primogen meet, but I do not think so. Where the Sheriff is. I will not be able to stand next to you anymore, to help you if you dare, if anything goes wrong. And I do not wish to lose more members of our clan, and especially not either of you two. You are too valuable for me.
You know, you're right about it being a game. The Anarchs call it bear baiting. It is a game. It's an Anarch game, and totally unacceptable for Elysium practice. And next time someone does try and coax one of us into frenzy, remind them that it's a game practiced by non-cameraless sex and is counterintuitive to Elysium security. She grins.
Because who wants to coax a Bruja when they're locked in a room with them? Lana gives a wry smile.
A person who knows that he has 4 people standing next to him, of which one is at least a Malkavian and a powerful one, and the other one is a Tremere.
How did we get here, being ruled by sorcerers and madmen?
Well, I should not be the one to open my mouth and say anything at that.
Well, looks like we're in a bit of a pickle, doesn't it?
You're more than happy. You're more than welcome to take this position, Limey. I just don't want to lose you. And I'm afraid that if you're out there by yourself, you might. That's the only reason. You say you won't? Then I will have no objection.
I'm inclined to agree with Rose, but simply because now you might have a double target on your back. because I don't think you're up for the job.
I think you're more up to it than me.
But I'm concerned about our position in the pecking order now that this was all shifted around.
Oh, sad. I think it's partly because I'd feel safer. Like more control over my interaction with the powers that be. And honestly, the reason I came to this city was because I just wanted to be left alone, you dig? Like, I wanted to just make my way, live my life. No one wanted to be a sheriff, really. You're just too hands-on, you get told what to do a lot. Stuff expected of you. Primogen, it's not like that. You play the long game, you play the silent game, you play your game. And, well, I suppose, I don't know. It's a way to feel less vulnerable. You dig?
I'll leave it up to you, Limey. This is not my call, this is yours.
What do you think would be wisest, the pair of you? This is democracy, man.
You have my opinion.
Can't you just be normal, greedy, kindred, and vie for the position?
I would win.
If I were to put you up as Primogen, I don't know, it goes without saying, but I'd expect full support and representation, you dig? I mean, I know that should go without saying, we've been friends for a long time, but
I will
yeah,
not
fuck it.
bow down again and pledge my allegiance.
No,
Because I
none of
will
that
use
shit.
the same words that I mentioned to Victor after the two of you left. I have claimed I've been here a long time and I do not need to once again prove that I am a member of this society. My allegiance lies where it lies and it doesn't change with the person changing it. Will be at your side every step of the way and you know it.
Well,
Alright.
we could settle it the old-fashioned way, but I have fears for your record collection.
Yeah. There's already enough fighting in this city without resorting to it here. Let's handle this like intellectual. Yeah.
Ghost
Hold on, I'll
shoots
give you
Limey a
a
look like, come on, dude. It's a joke.
Huh? Oh, no.
Besides,
You
I wouldn't
can't.
want to tangle with Rose anyway. Not in that way, at least. She winks.
Limey looks between you two, still in the kind of old manish kind of way, baffled by same-sex relation references. What?
You know Ghost well enough by now that she's just trying to lighten the mood rather than making a genuine path of
Alright,
either
so
violence or anything else.
cool. So Rose for Primogen then. We stand together.
Cool.
I am sure that this is a unexpected choice for many of them, and therefore it might be the wisest one ever.
No, I do feel what some of the old school would think if, not exactly traditional Bruja, you dig? But fuck it, I'm a modernist.
Well, on the other hand, they did call us the Philosopher Kings, didn't they?
Yeah.
It might be more traditional than you'll even want to admit.
Well, I'm not saying it's not that, but
I actually think this is a good thing. I think they'll be expecting us to come and sit in and be all guns blazing, but they won't expect a reasonable, rational political head. And I think if they're going to try and weaken our position, they're going to have a lot more of a difficult time now.
well,
How about we call this, because I am still not really looking forward to it, how about we call this Primogen Pro Tempore? We will see what exactly our new Prince Pro Tempore will expect of a Scourge. And maybe, if he wants me at those meetings, we can still choose for the obvious route, which is Slimy for Primogen.
that I can get behind.
Yes, nods.
Then we will do that, and we will meet up in a month or two, and we will see whether it is better to switch.
Groovy. Anybody fancy listening to a bit of Mingus? I haven't listened to Mingus in ages. Larry sort of gets up and goes over to the record player.
Is there anything else that we do really need to discuss at this point? Besides, of course, the obvious, the spot.
Like, what the fuck? Can this city not keep a prince or what? Am I right?
He was very surprised when I called him the most persistent prince I've served under so far.
You can't say he wasn't.
Exactly.
What do you think of him, Ghost? Honestly.
Do you want the honest answer or the really honest answer?
We're Bruja, really honest, of course.
I didn't like him at first. I don't really have any time for, people so far up their own asshole they could shine their teeth. But I think he's efficient at what he does, and he's fair, which is more than I can say for a lot of the other leaders. She does air quotes that I've come under in my time.
True.
He did put me in a dress though, and I can't forgive him for that.
What? Dick.
He's old-fashioned,
Yeah. There's something to be respected about the old school.
And there's something to be said about people that desire to break the different among us. He enjoyed putting me in a mould, the traditional mould. What that says about his character is a topic for another much darker evening, I think.
Never understood the uniforms. Well, I did, but
He was
oh well.
interesting. Though I'm very interested at this new leader, even though it's only pro tempore.
But
I'm
Victor
afraid that.
Seneschal, right? Victor Seneschal, and that's
Mhm.
well, it's an interesting choice, an obvious one. But if it's pro tempore, who has the most chance of becoming prince?
I never thought I'd be comforted to have Victor in power,
No.
but I'm not all that comfortable with the Markavian prince, to tell the truth.
Well, Mr. Brooks, Limey, you yourself would make if I would simply look at people from the city. Mr. Brooks, Limey, Victor.
I really wouldn't be surprised if Victor made prince.
I think it really
Unless we
depends
could
on.
back someone else. Don't get me wrong. Me and Victor have patched things up, but I mean, we need to think about it as a clan. Do we want him to be our prince?
I don't think desire really comes into it when it comes to camera politics. That's where I've been going wrong all these years.
I think Victor would be. I don't know. I can see him being a strict prince. Not necessarily unjust, but with his own code. And that doesn't necessarily have to strike with the rest of us. He has always been very keen on following the rules to the letter, but his own rules. Which I will not say they always will strike true and just and in line with the traditions that we have. But they will be his own rules. There will be little room to sway. Doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. But for those who prefer a more creative and free world and way of thinking, this will be a harsh world to live in, should he make it to the prince position. But that's just me judging his character. And he has changed recently. I could sense that much.
Well, anything else on the agenda?
What are we going to do with his abbats now?
We're going to go to that church is what we're going to do. Well, not him full force. We're going to find out when they use it, we're going to find out how they use it, we're going to find out what they do there. And then we're going to make a plan of how best to use that information, whether to track them to their own personal havens, track them to their operations, or somehow try and take them on out of the church.
I have some contacts in the church community. Not a lot, but when we were dealing with the Maria issue, I picked up a contact. Picked up some influence. I can see in how far I can sway that to find out more information about the specific church.
Salem Church. The priest I know seems to know a little bit about the people there. Apparently, I mean, he made vague references to the type of people there. Apparently, some of them even fight street crime. They're not a typical, well, scum, some of them. So, maybe we can pull info, see what we can find out about how they use it.
Okay. So information first, then reconvene.
Yeah, I think
Let me
that
see if I can get it.
sorry.
No, after you.
I think that the Sabat question's a big conversation for another evening. Once we've all gathered some intel, we can bring it to the table and discuss it fully and hammer out a decent plan.
Very well.
Well, in that case,
Then that's what we'll do. Yes. And in that case, I think we can call this official meeting to a close.
good to see you both again.
Yeah.
We should do this more often.
Ghost gets a text message and she looks at her phone, smiles, clips her phone closed, and stands up. There's the midnight oil. I'll see you both soon. You know where I am if you need me.
Back at you.
And she makes her way out.
Well,
Well,
I did not mean to steal your thunder when it comes to this position.
no. I know. I can dig it.
I do hope we will be able to switch soon.
Frankly, there's a few things that make me happy in this, well, unlife. And without being too romantic, my friends are some of them. It's not worth falling out over something like this.
I do agree on that.
And let's face it, we settled it like Bruja, and you gave a good argument, so principles.
Yeah. I do miss the more simpler days and nights.
Well, welcome to the layer cake.
Maybe we'll get there someday.
We'll get there. Good night, Rose.
Good night, Limey.
He walks us to the door and shows her out.
Rose will pull the veil up and the hood and everything, and she'll go back to her own place. We will end the scene. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and have a very pleasant evening.